Rails come, rails go. And sometimes those rails are converted into trails. These trails get utilized for all types of recreation and relaxation. With over 1,600 trails across the nation, you won't need to look far to find one near you.
Oh look, a trail! 100 feet or 100 miles, it doesn't matter how far you go, just that you get out and go.
The Hoot, Toot and Whistle is a 2-mile-long rail trail in Wilmington, Vermont. This trail begins right in downtown Wilmington and has a large parking area right off of Route 9. If you want, before hiking the trail, there's a lot of little shops and eateries along Route 9 here. Several hundred feet down the road, you come to a pedestrian bridge. That little girl loves it. Just down from the parking area, you cross a little pedestrian bridge which crosses Deerfield River, that is. On the other side of the bridge is a kiosk with trail information. So the Hoot, Toot and Whistle Trail is a 2-mile-long trail which is part of the Wilmington Trail system, which then connects to the Valley Trail system, which connects Wilmington and Dover, Vermont, with a whole series of trails. Someday I'd like to hit them all and do videos, but today we're doing the Hoot, Toot and Whistle. Shortly after the bridge, you'll see the second parking area next to the Mover Transportation Center at 45 Mill Street. At the parking lot, the trail splits. One way heads across next to the Mover Center, past some informational signs, and into the woods, where again, you have several options to hike. The other way heads up an old road, connects with the paved road, and cuts into the woods, where the old Y of the railroad used to be. So a little known fact here. The spot I'm stopped right now, you see there's a gray building there, and down there it's a little hard to see, but there's a white house there, and there's power lines here. This is actually where the line once came through. Let's go there. There's an old depot house down that way, which is where the station was. And in fact, through there's actually an old telegraph pole you can spot. And where this trail actually begins is the old Y intersection. So the trains would pull in behind us to the depot there. And then up here, you can see it's an old rail bed built up. They would back up and around here, and then we're gonna hook in up above to another section where they'd go back down and then drive back into the station. A lot of times they wouldn't have turntables at these rail yards, and so they'd build little Ys that the engines could turn around on. 0.2 of a mile after the Y, you'll connect with the trails which lead up from the woods. We've now connected with the junction of our many different trails. That's where we came from. That's where we're going. And these two are the alternate trails you could take. The trail continues, crosses a boardwalk, and becomes a little more grown up as it wanders close to the Deerfield River. We're still pretty much where the old line once ran. It's just been so long since it came through here that a lot of trees have grown up, and over the years the washouts have occurred and everything. But if you keep your eyes open, you'll keep spotting old telegraph poles. Some of them are still complete, like the one up here in front of us, and some of them have been cut off and utilized as bridges that they've been building. So Aries and I have arrived at a spot where the trail veers off pretty significantly from where the old line once was. You can see Aries there, showing us that these arrows are pointing us around a corner and down towards the Deerfield. And right behind us here, you can see the flat area where the line used to run, going straight through the woods there. However, I believe it's gotta be private property. So this little short section here, you're gonna have to veer off from where the old bed was. But I would be willing to bet it wraps back up around over here and back up onto the bed. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I've only done this trail about 48 dozen times, so it could have changed. As the trail continues through the woods, you'll cross bridges, rocks, and streams, and before long, you're back at the railbed. What are you showing us? What do you show? Oh my goodness! It's the old railbed again! What do you know about that? Back on the original railbed. From here, the trail continues along and near the original bed. It's kind of funny, like right in here, the leaves are all pretty green, but looking right across the river, they're all like bright orange and red. So I don't know if there's something on the far side of the river that we don't have over here. You know, that whole 1/8 of a mile away. Ha! Here's a word of advice for anybody who's never been along here before. Just keep an eye out for all the different signs. It is very well labeled, I guess, between the blue signs to show where the trail is. But every now and again you'll come to a spot that you have to be really cautious. I guess if you're walking or running, hiking, whatever, it's not that big a deal. But if you're cycling and you're going along at a good clip, that could pose an issue. Ooh! Aries, what do you see? Oh, she's funny. You're looking the wrong way, love. I wanted you to point this out. Here is a large section of rail here. And under here, being unearthed, is another section of rail. Don't know how big that one is. 1¼ miles beyond the Y, you'll round a bend and see a body of water on your right. This is the Harriman Reservoir. The trail continues along the reservoir and offers some great views. Oh! Look at this. Old rail spike. Always finding these things. This is great. Ah, yeah. However, I already have numerous spikes from this trail and other memorabilia, so I'm going to leave this one here and hope that somebody else who's interested in the history will find it. And that it doesn't just get thrown into the reservoir. Don't throw this into the reservoir. As you hike, the trail gets closer to the reservoir. Continuing along, the trail travels another ¼ mile from the bend before you spot some picnic tables. This is the end of the trail at the boat launch along Fairview Avenue. Here, you'll also find another parking area. So if you're looking for a nice little medium-sized walk, I'd say the Hoot, Toot and Whistle is a great trail to look into. What is this? You're funny. Hi. That little girl is ready for a picnic.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Rail Trails of America. To keep up to date, follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/railtrailsofamerica, and subscribe to us on YouTube. That one is under youtube.com/IMRfilms. That's the studio which produces Rail Trails of America. Thanks and happy trails.